The Best Hit USA Billy Joel Special。こんばんは、小林聡です。今週のベスト USA はスペシャルとしまして、この方をゲストに全面的にお送りいたします。ビリー・ジョエルです。Pleasure.
Thank you.
You remember me from 1983?
Yes, I do.
Tell us about your concert this time. What it's going to be like?
Well, I'm working with new musicians, except for the drummer. Liberty DeVito is with me.
Because I remember you told me 1983 that making records, making songs, just another thing. I mean, when you record, you finish, it's the end of one thing. And when you have to perform, it's another thing. You have to... Right?
Yeah, you have to gear up, you have to rehearse. I hate rehearsal. I'm one of those people who hates to rehearse. I mean, some people rehearse for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. We rehearse, when we walk in, we start playing for about an hour, and then they said, okay, it's lunchtime. What do you say? Let's take a break. Which means that you better get it quick. You know, I don't like overdoing it. Once you start overdoing a song, you start losing your feeling for it. I would rather have it rough.
You hate to repeat the same thing.
Yeah.
In other words, I mean, if you repeat, you feel like you want to make a change, and
well, if you repeat it too many times, it starts to become automatic. And when it starts to become automatic, there's no spontaneity and there's no fun.
Feeling.
That's it.
Right.
When you can beat it to death. So I only rehearse enough to just know the song and feel good about, you know, how we're playing it, and then say, okay, leave it like that. So when you walk on that stage, there's a little bit of anxiety. You know, like, am I going to play this right? Is it going to be right? Which I think helps.
You still have jitter before you go out?
Yeah. I think that's the best way to do it.
You rehearsed a lot for the USSR tour?
Well, we had been on the road for a year. Was Jimmy here? How long have we been on the road for the USSR? 11 months we've been on a road tour. So by the time we got to the USSR, it was, you know, a piece of cake.
Right. They told us you have been planning, or it was your sort of dream since 1970s, you know, to perform in Russia.
Yes, it was.
How did you find the audience there?
You know, once we got to the real audience, it was great. The first part of the show, it was all bureaucrats sitting.
Oh, yeah, there was a write-up about that.
They were all sitting, and if they got the good seats. And the first night, I was looking at them saying, this is the audience. This isn't what I'm used to. And we realized that they were just there because they were like big shots. That was the big shot thing to do. And the volume was too much for them. They were sitting there like this, holding their wrist. You know, this is terrible. And they left. And they gave their tickets to the kids outside, the real rock and roll fans.
Oh, in the middle of the concert?
In the middle of the show.
That's good.
And then the real rock and roll kids who were outside came in, and then we had a concert. And from then on, all the shows were good.
Do you have any language barrier or anything like that?
Oh, yeah. Most people really didn't understand the lyrics, but they understood the spirit of the song and the music. And look, let's face it, even if songs are written in English, I mean, even in Japan, even in the States, the first time you hear a record on the radio, you don't know what the guy's saying.
No, we don't know.
Nobody knows. You heard, like My Sharona. You know the song My Sharona? Give you an example. You're in the car, you're driving along. When you can heard you back. My Sharona. Hey, I know that, you know. Nobody knows the lyrics until a couple of weeks go by. I think that's what a lot of rock and roll is.
But they recognize a lot of your songs, I bet.
They recognize the songs that they knew from Europe, I think. They get a certain amount of radio leakage from Scandinavia and from Germany. They knew Honesty. They knew My Life. They knew whatever songs were hits in Eastern Europe, you know.
Superhero.
Billy Joel Special continues. How do you feel when some other artists take someone like New York State of Mind? There's so many covers, right? How they interpret.
Oh, I love it. I don't think I'm the essential performance of the song. I'm basically the writer, and I think it could be done much better by other singers. I don't even think of myself as a singer.
A performer.
Well, I think I'm a writer and a piano player, and I happen to sing. But I usually am changing my voice because I get bored with my own voice. I'd rather hear Ray Charles do it, or Rod Stewart, or somebody who's got a unique kind of voice.
I'm home and I'm weary, in my bones, every dreary one night stand.
Oh yeah, that's fine. There's a suit there. Yeah, soup is you. Right on.
Well, at this stage of your life, are there any thing you want to accomplish musically?
Oh, yeah, sure. Always. You know, the next album I do, I want it to be really, really different and very good. As far as it being commercially successful, that's up to, I suppose it's up to me, but it's up to the record company, too. I just want to make good music, whatever form it takes. I may write a Broadway show. You know, I may write the movie soundtrack. I may write songs for other artists. I keep getting all this mail from other artists saying, write me a song, write me a song. And I gotta say, well, I can't because I gotta do my own album. And the funny thing is, I originally set out to be a songwriter for other people. So, it's a funny job.
Do you see any future media-wise, like, you know, for record, even when it's CD, they still have, what, 3 minutes, 4 minutes package entertainment. But now there's a video. Mm-hmm. Do you see any other media where you can expand yourself?
There probably are going to be other mediums, I mean, for the music. You know, for me, there's still nothing better than a live performance. Nothing tops that. As good as a video can be, or, look, I even see some advertisements on TV that are videos themselves. There's some good movie soundtracks. A lot of it's old music.
Uh-huh.
You know, there will always be one way or the other to do music, but you know, you're not going to beat live. Nothing's going to replace that. Mm-hmm. That's the true test. I mean, a lot of these groups that come out, they have this great video. It's fantastically made, terrific director, and they got all these gimmicks in it, and they got the cute girls, and then they come out on stage and do a show, and they stink. You know, they never had any chance to play live, and I don't think those groups are going to last too long.
Did you agree with the video clip when you got started? You know, apparently you had fun shooting all those videos.
Well, you know, before they were called videos, they were called promo clips.
Oh, promo clips, right.
And we were told, okay, well, in Japan and in Europe, they like to have a promo clip. So you went, okay, that's what it was. It was a promo clip. But the music was the primary thing. Mm. And now what's happened is the video has become almost the primary thing. It's sort of like the tail wagging the dog. In America, they have on this, the music channel, they used to say, now we will bring you more music videos. But now they say, and now more video music. So I said, wait a minute. What came first here, the music or the video? So it's a strange situation.
So you're still, you would say you're still a romantist of sounds.
Yeah. I mean, the reason I became a musician is because it wasn't visual, because it was something you heard. You didn't have to see it. It went into your ears, and then your head created the image. You know, your mind created the image.
Right.
And when I'm singing in a studio, see, when I see myself on a video, I go, oh, man, that's not what I thought I was looking like when I was singing this song. You can imagine yourself to be anything. And visuals sometimes tend to bring it down to a, you know, a reality that, you were never thinking of.
You turn the tap dance into your crusade. Now here you are with your faith and your Peter Pan advice. You have no scars on your face, and you cannot handle pressure.
Now, you said you're writing these days. That's for the next album. Mm-hmm. How many songs do you always write, or about how many do you have?
Well, I usually write just enough songs for the record.
For the record,
And we'll have a few left over that we'll say, nah, they're no good, and I just throw them out. I seem to be doing more throwing out at the beginning of this album rather than at the end. I wrote 3 things, I threw 2 of them out. So now I have about a half an album's worth of material. You see, what happened was I was on the road for 1.5 years. And I got off the road, I said, okay, now we're gonna write an album. You know, let's go, okay, let's write. And all I was writing about was the road. And I hate those albums. Oh, I'm on the road, I've been on the road, I miss my home, you know. I hate that stuff. So I decided what I have to do is a little bit of real life, living, you know, to have something to say, because I don't want to write about hotel rooms. So it's taken me probably until just recently to be able to get the writing out.
Billy Joel Special continues. Tell us about the baseball. You still root for the Yankees? I understand you.
Well, I root for all the New York teams, to tell you the truth. I like the Mets, too. It would be a good rivalry if the Yankees and the Mets could have a series. We have a Subway Series. But I like the Yankees. The problem is, I'll probably get in trouble for this if they ever hear about this. The owner is so into winning. Everything is win, 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 that if a player doesn't perform well for a certain while, he's off the team. Or a manager doesn't perform well, he's off the team. He doesn't give a chance for people to know the players for too long. He just wants to win so much. And to me, winning isn't everything. To me, it's how you play the game and teamwork and, you know, getting to know the members of the team. There was a team in New York years ago called the Brooklyn Dodgers. And everybody loved the Dodgers. They lost a lot, and they called them the bums. Oh, they stink, the bums. But then when they won, it was a miracle. And it was great, and everybody loved the Dodgers. And they were allowed to lose sometimes. And I think that's a good thing for a team to have. And the Mets are similar to that. The Yankees I love just because they have this great tradition, but you know, when they change too much, it's hard to have affection for a team, you know?
What are some of the sounds New York came up, the Brooklyn, Queens, the hip hop and all the street sounds that is giving influence?
Well, right now the big music in New York is rap. You know, Well, I wake up in the morning and I have my coffee and then it's not really music, it's rhythm. Would your machine go down and I blow it up? It's okay?
Are we on? Is it testing?
Big music right now in New York is rap music. Music of the street, actually. But when I was growing up, it was rhythm and blues, soul music out of New York. Black music, mostly.
Apparently, when you write songs, you always, my opinion was what you may call a street philosophy or just a little piece of wisdom, or, you know, you get to a point in some of the songs, how to go along with the girl. Did you sort of pick that from all the songs when you used to hear from when you were a kid?
Probably. I probably did. I think it was a matter of when you're younger, you think you know. I think you think you know a lot more when you're younger. I find the older I get, you know, then I say, maybe I don't know everything. You know, everything isn't as black and white as it was when you were young. And I look at some of the stuff I wrote and I say, did I say that? Gee, I really must have thought I was hot stuff. You start questioning a lot more, which I think is good. You know, I think I'll really be wise when I'm very, very old. But when you're very young, you think you know it all.
Can you imagine yourself 10 years later to be doing the same thing? Or
I don't think I'll be doing the same thing, not 10 years from now. I mean, I'll still probably be doing some kind of performances. I may not do these long tours that I used to do. I don't know if I'm doing the same kind of music. I hope not 10 years from now. I don't want to do the same kind of music 10 years from now. I'll be 10 years older.
I mean, you want to be rocking. You won't be rocking.
I don't know. There'll always be some rock and roll in me, but 10 years from now, geez, I'll be 49 years old. You know, I don't want to be walking around, oh, okay, I'm gonna do what's still rock and roll to me now, you know? Hopefully I'll be doing less performing and more writing for other people. 10 years from now, you know, I'm gonna have a family. 10 years from now, my girl will be almost 13 years old. You know?
Okay, thank you for your time.
Sure.
Thank you. Thank you much.
That's it. Good night. Thank you. Don't take any shit from anybody.
Никакой лажи, только правда.
Good night. Thank you.
Уважаемые, я